What's up, everybody? So today I've got Ozzy with me again, and we're just gonna be talking about video games, kind of where they've been, where they're going. I don't know. The first thing that Ozzy brought up to me was that the video game industry is bigger than Hollywood, which I never thought about it before, but that is mind blowing. Let me put my mic on real quick, full talk, so you can hear me the whole time, Ozzy. Ozzy, say hi to everybody.
Hi to everybody.
All right. Voice activity. There we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, forget about being a movie star. Forget about becoming the next Beyonce. If you want to be rich and famous in the entertainment world, you should start playing video games right now. This kind of seems like where we're going, right? Ransom Molina, what's up, buddy? Tim Miller, what's up, dude? Family's doing well. How's your family doing, Ozzy? Everything all right over there?
Yeah, I mean, none of us
Yes.
have been arrested yet, so.
Um, is there concern? Like, should we be worried about that?
No, man, I live in New Hampshire.
It's cool. It was cool. So, dude, I did not know that the video game industry was larger than the movie industry.
Yeah, it's over 3 times the size of it. This is gross. This is gross capital. But,
Yeah, and tell what I see music, films, and video games just being massively overblown. Like, look at the climb. Like
yeah.
it's not even close.
Somewhere in this article, I don't remember where, maybe you can find it, it was saying that, of that amount of, this is for 2018, for anybody who's looking. Um, Somewhere in this article it says that about 50% of that revenue that video game industry brought in last year was from microtransactions on mobile app games.
That's insane. Microtransit. So you're talking about like Candy Crush buying stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
Buying.
exactly. So, I mean, you can't really read the number there, at least I can't, but I think it's 180 something
Oh, Shadow. Thanks for the follow, man. I love that Vitas thing, man. The follow thing is my favorite. Sorry, what were we saying? Just moved back to Kentucky from New Hampshire. Sup, Ozzy? Eating any bat heads lately? LMAO. How often do you hear that?
It's not very often, but I did understand that reference.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. I got it too. It's good. Um, so what numbers are you looking for? The one here or the one down at the bottom?
The
Infinity War one?
no.
These right
How
here?
much money? No, scroll up.
Scroll up.
Scroll up.
Okay.
The yellow bar on the far right. So
Oh,
2018.
eight
What number?
1803, 1801, 1803, 1801,
Something like that.
180.1. It's a point.
Okay.
Is it 180 billion? Oh no,
Yes.
millions.
No, billion.
Thousands of millions. That's billions.
Yes.
Holy smokes, dude. 180 billion.
So
And
what
the
I want
movie
you to think about,
industry did 51 billion. The music industry only did 22 billion. Is this
yeah,
safe to say? Hype Zone. Yo, what's up, Hype Zone with 105 viewers? Oh my good lordy. Hello, Hype Zone. Hype Zone PUBG. I'm not even playing PUBG. This is hilarious. Thanks for thanks for it, man. I got 42 kills and 4 wins today, so.
there you go.
Wow.
So what I wanted to point out though is that that says 180.1 billion dollars, right? That means
Yeah.
90. This is worldwide. This is not in the U.S. This is worldwide. But 90 billion dollars were spent on microtransactions in app games in 2018.
Gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, 90 billion dollars.
Bullet Sponge, thanks for the follow, man. Dude, this is absolutely insane. $180 billion in the video game industry and only 50 in the movie industry. Only 50 billion. Dude, I'm sorry, but my mind is completely blown right now. That three times? More than 3 times? Holy smokes. Dude. And it was climbing like last year. Oh, it's predicting in 2021 it would be 180 billion. Okay, so 2019,
Oh, sorry. Okay,
151
I didn't.
billion. That's still 3 times the 40 billion that the movie industry is doing. That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. So, and you said microtransactions somewhere are like are the
It's
number
somewhere in there. Let
one.
me. Let me. I'm trying to find it. It's somewhere in the article. It says.
Where does Ozzy live in New Hampshire? I was in Hinsdale, across the bridge from Battleboro, Vermont. Where in New Hampshire are you, Ozzy?
I live in a town called Derry, which is near Manchester.
Okay. I don't know where any of those places are, but Tim might. Dude, thank you for the follow, guy. All right. So the same research by Newsy indicates that the next 9 years, PC
Yo,
and
Tim,
console games will
Tim, it's so
register
funny you should say that because I used to live in Kentucky.
30%.
We swapped, man.
That's funny, man.
I lived in Madisonville, if you know where that is.
Madisonville. I don't know where any of these places are. Okay, so 30. Dude, so basically, console and PC games are knocking it out of the flippin' park right now, and they're going to be. Let's see. Another question is, what about esports? So, all right, here's the global market games. Mobile games are 70.3 billion. PC games are 32 billion. So, mobile games make more than PC games. I guess that kind of figures like everyone is mobile, but not everybody has a gaming PC, right?
Well, because most console and PC games are point of sale transactions,
And
whereas
not
mobile.
microtransactions.
Right, exactly. So you buy the game and you own it. Period. End of discussion. I mean, there's a little bit of DLC purchasing, but
Yeah,
I mean, most mobile games
that's crazy.
are free to play, and then by the end
So,
of the month you spent $200 on Candy Crush credits. So
Candy Crush credits. So mobile is tablet and smartphone, it says. So you got 56 billion on smartphones and 13 billion on tablets. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Browser-based PC games brought in $4.3 billion last year.
come play, my lord.
What is that, Ebony Online? Oh my
Yeah,
god,
remember
those
that one?
dude, those ads were they were insane. Come play,
Hey,
my lord.
Ben, I need technical support over here. I mean, I can see the Twitch stream, but I'm not seeing the chat stream. So if people are asking, I can't see things.
That's go to Facebook, go to facebook.com/Finaladar, and you'll see I'm streaming on that as well.
Okay.
I can actually, I was gonna say I could pull the chat up on the screen so people can see, but I'd have to separate everything here. I can do that. Facebook, facebook.com, Facebook. Yeah, let's just go to Finaladar. You can watch me stream here. See if I can pop out that chat. No, we want to go to facebook.com gamer dashboard, and I'll pop out the chat and put it on the side for you.
I got it.
All right, cool.
I got my screen.
Boom, boom.
Beach in Laconia every summer. Yeah.
All right, let's make that nice and small.
Tim, I've only lived in New Hampshire for 2 years. I think I know where Hampton Beach is. Oh, and I know where Laconia is. Yeah, that's the big biker rally up there.
Laconia Biker Rally. Boy.
Took my little girl there for her birthday to get a pony ride at Castle in the Clouds, and she kept trying to crawl on the bikers' bikes.
I want to see like what games brought in the most. Cause
Or at least like what genre.
yeah. So esports are not. Oh, esports is jeez, man, it's getting big.
Ben, put a link for the page, and so people can click on it if they want to.
This link that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
There you go. Give it here as well. There you go. Now you guys can watch along with us. Esports are rapidly growing and have registered bigger audiences than the Super Bowl or certain presidential inaugurations. No way. My inauguration was the biggest. Skycraft Sky Pro League final in Busan, South Korea, 2005.
That's StarCraft.
Oh, StarCraft. What did I just say?
You
StarCry?
said Skycraft.
Okay, you can just flush me down the toilet right now.
You're dumb.
Thank you. 120,000 fans plus 40,000 spectators, then plus $40,000 spectators than the Super Bowl on the same year. So that's 40,000 more spectators than the Super Bowl. In Intel Extreme Masters World Championship final in Poland, the biggest esports event so far was 1,730,000 at the Spodek Arena in Katowice. I don't know how to say that. It was 100,000 more than the 2017 Super Bowl. Donald Trump's first presidential speech had 16.3 million viewers, while Intel Extreme Masters World Champion Final gathered 46 million unique viewers all over the world via streaming. That's freaking insane. I can't.
Well,
that.
something to bear in mind is not many sports are played on an international arena. I mean, soccer is, and of course the Olympics are, but you think about rugby over in Europe, or football here in America,
Yeah, American
or
football.
baseball, or baseball, whatever.
Yeah.
That's hockey. Okay, we share that arena with the Canadians, but I mean, it's not like global,
It's true.
you know. Whereas the uh, video games, that's worldwide.
Worldwide. Yep.
Yeah. So
Except for video games that are banned in certain countries. Like didn't like some Asian countries freaking ban like Grand Theft Auto and stuff?
I think so. You know, I don't remember if we talked about this the other day, but I thought this was the funniest thing. Um, I read an article. Gosh, this was a couple weeks ago. I wish I could remember where I found it. I'd give you the link. You could bring it up. But they were saying that there were certain games where, like, the Asian community, gaming community versus the uh, North American gaming community were clashing like the hardest, right? And PUBG was one of the games they mentioned where like people were blowing up the forums and Reddit complaining about like um, these Chinese clans. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what you call, um, who were, dominating the arena.
Right.
And so, and they were getting nasty. But I mean, let's face it, PUBG isn't the first game for that. There's a lot of games where the language barrier just creates, animosity. People tend to assume the worst in each other, I guess.
China number one.
Yeah, exactly. That. So anyway, where I was going with this is that this article was saying how U.S.-based players would get the language packs so they could type in, Chinese if they wanted to go through the effort. And the Great Firewall of China, their internet is all kinds of censored over there, right?
Yeah.
And there are certain phrases and words that if they show up on in China, if they show up on your computer, you can get in trouble. So
Oh.
US players to like troll them would
Yeah.
go near their character or whatever so that it would show up in their chat and would
Uh-huh.
spam certain words and phrases that they knew were illegal in that country. And people were getting like disconnected from the internet and stuff over there because of that.
Oh my gosh. So they're getting their internet banned because of it.
Well,
That's
it
great.
went so far as I don't know about PUBG, but people were doing it in Ark
Yeah.
and CEO Wildcard they were banning North American players' accounts for doing that. Like they saw that people were doing it on purpose, and
They're banning them.
they were banned. I don't know if it was permanent bans, but they were taking punitive action. I'll say that.
That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. So the video game industry has skyrocketed. That's what I'm learning from this. An average an average of 106. Look at this. Twitch may not be as famous as YouTube. So they're talking that Amazon bought Twitch. I did not know that. Did you?
That happened like a year ago.
I had no idea. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, I just stream
okay,
on
but
Twitch every day. But...
to be fair, this is more than a year ago actually. So I only knew about this because I play Hearthstone, right?
Yeah.
And Hearthstone during certain promotional events, sometimes they give away portraits, and so Blizzard had a promotional event where when Amazon and Twitch first merged, if you linked your Twitch Prime account with your Amazon Prime account, you would get a custom portrait in Hearthstone, which I wanted, and that's why I was aware of it when it happened.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that was over a year ago.
That's crazy. I had no idea. Twitch may not be as famous as YouTube, but its numbers still leave you be able to peaks of one. Well, I don't know what that is. 1,74.
1.74.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not a. It's a comma, but that's okay. Website. 1.74 million users simultaneously watching other players play. 100.
No, that's like a European or a foreign thing. Some countries don't
Really?
use periods; they use a comma for the decimal place. Yeah,
Weird.
that's a real thing in other places in the world.
Okay, confusing. Watching other players play 100 plus 100 million users a month, plus 15 million users a day, a total of 355,000 million users, so billion. I
No,
don't.
million minutes watched.
Oh, a million minutes watched, billion minutes watched, and 42 million minutes. So that's 42 billion, I guess, per month. An average of 106 minutes a day per user. Boy, the way that this article is written out is a little difficult for me to read, partially because I'm an idiot, but that's just crazy. I can't believe this.
You understand that something in the billions is a big number.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yes, sir. I understand that something in the billions is a big number, but I can understand why you'd want to check. So, talk a little bit about What you were talking about earlier today or the other day, where the video game industry has come from and where you see it going, you know?
Okay, so like Fen and I, I'm sure he's mentioned this at least once, but we date back to the late '80s, early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
The days of the classic NES.
Yeah.
Not playing it on an NES Classic or an emulator like legit. And so back then, your most popular format for a game was the platformer. You had um, Mario, and you had Mega Man, and you had all those classics,
Right.
Metroid, things like that. And I don't believe it was referred to as a platformer back then, but that was your action adventure game. That was your action adventure. And some of them had a story, more of a story, some of them didn't. But where I'm trying to go with all this is that I believe the video game industry is. I don't know that it ever, anybody's actively trying to take over Hollywood, but I think the video game industry is trying to move in that direction,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
your interactive storytelling instead of just watching a movie, interactive storytelling, and you're really your big games that are kind of following this trend are like the Dragon Age games, Fallout, BioShock.
Yeah.
Help me out, Fen. What are some of the other?
That are moving towards the movie
The
type.
Witcher, The
Oh yeah.
Witcher, and then if you want to
Mass
get like
Effect.
yeah, and if you want to get like really extremely like some very obvious examples of that, you get games, some of the indie games like Dear Esther. Did you ever play Dear
Oh,
Esther?
I did. Yeah. Yep.
So
Is that?
that's like not even a game. That's just like an
Yeah.
interactive story.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
you're just walking around and
There's a couple like that, the interactive stories, and then there's that one that was really the girl ended up being a lesbian or something in it. What was that?
the people that made Dear Esther made another one that I played it. I'm trying to remember. It was a little more interactive though. You could actually like engage with certain devices to hear recordings of people talking.
Yeah.
It was just walking around. It was like it was this town looked like it was circa 1970s or something like that,
Yeah.
and there was like some sort of observatory set up in the town, and they got some signal from aliens, and then like out of nowhere, everybody in the town disappeared. And
I don't
most of
remember what game that was. That sounds pretty good.
it was made by the same people that made Dear Esther. I have it on my PS4 account. I forget what it's called. But anyway, it was and the whole game you're just kind of walking through this town trying to piece together what happened.
Yeah.
But again, there are no bad guys or anything. You're just walking around, playing recordings, reading notes. That's always been like my favorite type of game. I think, like in terms of like a
Really?
story.
Dude,
Is
I
the
have
games where
trouble like focusing on that type of game. I like them. Like Dear Esther was all right. I like those types of games, but I just have
no, no, no,
really
no.
trouble focusing.
Yeah, I mean, all right, I like Dear Esther just because the graphics were out of this world for the time, and whoever, I mean, it was an indie project by a bunch of college kids, but whoever
Yeah.
they got together with for the score for that game, like
Yeah.
I've gone on Spotify and listened to just like chilled, just listening to the soundtrack of that game. It's an awesome soundtrack.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm trying to remember the new one that's like Dear Esther. I could look it up. But I know what you're talking about. Dear Esther.
and you got games like The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, but that was a
Yeah.
little more like you could actually screw up and die in that game. That was, but what I wanted to mention was like probably one of my favorite games of all
Oh,
time. At least.
What Remains of Edith Finch. I played through that one too.
Okay, I didn't play that, but
There's a whole bunch of them though, dude. And then also Firewatch. Have you played Firewatch?
no, sir.
That was a phenomenal like
Is that
Dear
Steam or Epic or?
Steam. Yeah, it was very much like Dear Esther, but so much better in my opinion. That was a really good game. Firewatch. Like I got hooked on it. I played the game all the way through, like from start to finish. I was hooked, man. That was a great game. Firewatch. If you guys ever get a chance to play that, highly recommended. Finalidar approved. I might have it in my Steam library. I might be able to share it with you or something. I don't know. Actually, no, I don't. I don't
Well,
have it.
if I had a decently working computer,
Then you'd be able to play it,
yeah.
dude. So that's your favorite genre, that type of game, or
No, what I was starting to say is like, okay, so my favorite game in terms of, I won't even say favorite, because that's, your favorite game is always whatever you're playing right now, right? So I'm gonna sit
Sure.
here and try to reflect and say the game that I think I most enjoyed going through in terms of
Okay.
the story. But you're gonna laugh, but it was actually Doom Part 3.
No, that's not laughable.
I
It's a fun game,
I
especially if you
love the
like it.
format of that game where like you're kind of going through this base on Mars and you're picking up people's notes and their PDAs because Palm Pilots were a thing when that game came out, and you're piecing together the story of what happened. Um, and it was just I thought it was a very well done, kind of survival horror mystery scenario. I remember playing that game thinking, this is a lot of fun, but it's almost more reminiscent of a Resident Evil game than a traditional Doom game.
Ah, yeah, I
You
guess.
know,
Yeah, I like the Resident Evil type games though. You know.
Resident Evil. I found a YouTube the other day with some dude who was basically taking you through the story of all the Resident Evil games from like, and he didn't start at the original. He did it chronologically. So he started with Resident Evil 0 went all the way up through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but something that I observed while watching this is like if you watch just anything like this, a review of all the Resident Evil games, you'll see they've changed a lot over the years, right?
Yeah. There you go. You
So
got some Fortnite. Sorry about that, MD. There you go. You're watching some Fortnite.
um, just the play style, like the original Resident Evil was more of a you're trying to solve puzzles and you really got to kind of conserve your ammo because you're trying to survive. But some of the Resident Evil games have just been a straight up shoot 'em up,
Yeah.
and the puzzles haven't really been all that challenging. You're more just blasting zombies. Maybe we're playing Left 4 Dead.
Right. Huh.
So which did you prefer, the
Uh,
shoot 'em up or the puzzles?
so I like both. All right. So I guess I'll start at the beginning of what I like because it's kind of a trick question. So my favorite type of game is a cooperative game, um, where with nice progression. So that's all time favorite game is like a
Example.
the okay, so Diablo type, that not the play style, but the point of it. Like you start out level 1 and you are gaining levels the entire time. As you gain levels, you're getting powers, right? But I like games that are put together more so that you have to work together. Believe it or not, the game that your wife and I were playing recently together was really good. And
Oh,
it,
that was a dungeon crawler. It was kind of a
yeah,
Diablo-esque.
yeah, but like you could use your powers, you could combine your powers together. Like we could both shoot laser beams of different elemental types,
What's
combine
it
them
called?
together, and it was a Parchment of the Nine, or yeah, Parchment of the Nine,
Yeah, Nine
nine
Parchments.
parchments. That's it.
Yeah.
And Magica apparently is exactly like that. You know,
Well, it's made by the same studio, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm not 100% on that, but basically, the it's my favorite. That's my favorite type of game. Not dungeon crawler, but just any kind of co-op game. I also really like cooperative puzzle games, where you have to
What, like
use
Portal
each other.
2?
Yes, yes. Portal 2 was a phenomenal game. I loved Portal 2. It was great. Um, what else? I'm trying to think. So I like cooperative games. So I'll start with that. But then to say, whether I like something better or not, it's tough, man. It's tough for me to say. Shooter or puzzle? I'd have to go with puzzle, I guess. I play a lot of shooter because I stream and
The lines between those
you know
have kind of really blurred. I mean,
yeah. It really depends as far as the shooter puzzle. It really depends. I'm trying to think what other. So Portal is definitely a puzzle game, but it combines elements of a shooter game. Like you have to aim your portal at certain things and shoot it, right? But like you're not blowing anybody up. um,
yeah.
I think I like progression games. What are those called? What are progression games like that called?
What, like an RPG?
Yeah, okay. So Borderlands. I loved Borderlands. It was a great game.
Borderlands is a first-person RPG,
Right.
first-person shooter RPG. So I mean, that brings up kind of a good point. Is that's one of the places where the video game industry is going. They're experimenting with hybrids of different genres.
So
Borderlands.
I loved the fact that you could get like, a, you could get a weapon, and then I like upgrade being able to upgrade the weapon, and I like being able and mod the weapon and stuff like that. Level it up, level your character up, level up your skills. So very RPG esque, I guess. Yes, and then I liked, trying to find new weapons as well, or new items, to make your character better. New gear, getting better gear, becoming more and more powerful. So, when you and I used to play a lot of MMOs, right? We used to play a lot of World of Warcraft. We played Final Fantasy for 14 for a long time.
We even played EQ2 for a bit.
Yeah, EQ2. I mean, I would still like to play EQ2, but
Swatter.
yeah, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Whatever MMOs we played together, those are fun games. I like them. Um, but I get it's the progression that I like. I like leveling up, and I like getting to the new skills and stuff. Once I've got them and I'm using them for a while and there's nothing else to do, I get bored.
So let's talk about I told you that I just beat Breath of the Wild. You said you really like that game. Okay.
Keep talking. 1 second.
So Breath of the Wild, there's a game, Zelda, there's a progression game, but that's not co-op. That's not multiplayer.
Right. And so for me, it would have to, I like a progression game like Zelda. Breath of the Wild. I played that pretty much straight through from the start to finish, but it's not co-op. If it was co-op, that would be like that's the ultimate game for me. Like if Zelda was co-op and they could figure out a way to actually do it, that would be like the ultimate game for me.
I was gonna say, have they ever done that? And no, having another player play Navi in Ocarina of Time does not count. Yes, I'm aware you could do that, but
So in Mario Odyssey, there's no upgrading or leveling up in Mario Odyssey. You're just running around with the same set of skills the entire time, right? The new Mario game. You could basically one person can be the hat and attack enemies and get to objectives and grab things for you and bring it back to you with one of the what are those the Joy Cons, and the other person can basically just play Mario and jump around and get assistance. But
I
it's
think
not the same. There's no progression, character development.
I think the video game industry has been struggling for a long time, and you can see this in so many different games. They've been struggling for a long time with trying to make a game that trying to make a PvE game that works just as well on multiplayer co-op as it does on single players. It's very hard to balance
Yeah,
the AI and the PvE
it's
challenge.
a lot of work.
Yeah, so that it works with just one player or with two players. And you could see sort of the epitome of this is in current day World of Warcraft. We're not talking about old school, like what it is today. So they employ some very sophisticated scaling systems in current day World of Warcraft, whereby you can like for their raids and stuff, you can do it with 10 people and you can do it with 20 people, and it'll very smoothly ramp up the difficulty of the mobs you encounter with the number of people you have in your raid. And honestly, they do the same thing with Diablo, right? They've been doing that since Diablo 2, since the late 90s. The more people you have in your game, it just probably just employs a couple of algorithms. But the point is that's still a little clunky.
Yeah.
And if there's more to a video game being fun than just hacking and slashing enemies, like you were saying, the puzzle games, the multiplayer co-op puzzle that's a lot of fun too. But to design a game, see, this is where they get hung up. To design a game that's challenging for two people to get through the puzzle aspect of it, you're pretty much condemning the game to require multiplayer.
Yeah.
This is the way that Portal 2 did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that could spell disaster for any video game.
So they have a mode, like they have like Portal 2 has a cooperative mode, but they also have a single player mode. But it's a linear storyline that gets boring after a while, right? So people, what they did was they opened it up to people being able to make custom maps, right? So
Hmm.
you make custom maps and you can design all sorts of stuff, and basically you could have endless levels to try if you, you know, uh,
Yeah, no, I know. And my son,
yeah,
who's 13, he had me doing a bunch of those, like some of the most popular of the custom.
right. Well, kind of part of there was a pretty cool game which combined one of my favorite genres, which is zombies. Um, I played Dying Light. You heard of that?
I've heard of it.
So it's you basically employ parkour to get around the city, which works really well for getting away from zombies, right? Like you learn parkour throughout the game, you learn new moves.
Call me an idiot, but what's parkour?
Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, all right. Now we have to watch a video of parkour. It's building jumping, jumping from building to building. You see people do crazy jumps from building to building and stuff.
Okay. Like the Matrix?
No. Yeah.
Whatever
Parkour.
makes you first
Look,
jump.
parkour, okay? This is parkour. You're on top of crazy buildings. See how you jump through stuff? You do flips and you're jumping off of things. You're moving really fast over weird objects. This is parkour right here. The art of jumping. It's like a... Look, there's even like professional parkour. You seeing this?
This is okay. We had this when I was growing up as a kid on TV. It was called Double Dare.
Double dare, yeah. But it's the style of running like this is called parkour.
This guy is flying.
He's flying?
No, nothing. There was some guy going over a cornfield. Okay. So I
Park
had said I wanted to
parkour.
mention, the future of video games, and I think we're going to see more and more. So one of the more recent genres of video game that we've seen is the sandbox game.
Yeah.
The obvious example of this being Minecraft, but later on you had Terraria, just sort of an action adventure platforming sandbox. You know that I play a lot of Ark, and you and I tried EverQuest Landmark before that went up in smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, that was disappointing.
But you look at Fortnite, you know?
Yeah.
You're building stuff. You're building and you're doing it strictly for strategic value, but there's some sandbox element to that.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that I think the whole idea of the sandbox, it kind of engages a sort of a creative itch in a
Hmm.
lot of people, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
So
It's more I think you're more dead on with the utility aspect of it because the building is so extremely limited. The sandbox building is so extremely limited. You farm
well,
some
for you,
materials and you just build around you, but like you're not trying to build anything. You're just trying to get higher than the other person because.
no, you're not trying to build a base or anything like that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Everything that you're building in Fortnite is extremely ephemeral.
Hmm.
It's,
Yeah.
it's extremely situational.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's kind of the point I'm trying to make is that so you get what I was trying to say originally is you get your games like Minecraft or Ark, and those are like the whole point of that game is to build. Okay, that is one way of doing it. That's an extreme example to illustrate to you what I'm talking about. But other games are to greater or lesser degrees incorporating that sort of sandbox element where you can build things, and that's
Hmm.
why I was mentioning Fortnite as an example of just to a very limited degree, but you're still incorporating the custom building thing. You're using templates, what have you.
Hmm.
Um, World of Warcraft experimented with it. Some earlier examples, a lot of the old MMOs like EverQuest,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, you could have your own little house that you could custom build, and that was mostly aesthetic. But there was people had the itch. Look, Wizards 101. Let's go way back. Even in that one, you could buy your own little piece of property and custom build your house. And so with varying degrees of actual in-game functionality, whether it's purely aesthetic or it actually has. I'm just saying that I think video game producers are recognizing that there's, players get the itch, and there's definitely something towards uh, there's definitely a market. There's a desire in the gaming community at large, no matter what game you mix it with, to be able to custom build stuff and that kind of a thing.
Found it. Okay. Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. So, are you seeing this video that I'm playing right now on
Yeah,
Twitch?
this is Dying Light.
This is Dying Light 2. So the first one was let's see, Dying Light 1. Dying Light 1. I want to find one 4K video. So here, gameplay max settings 4K. So this is the original one, the original Dying Light, which I found to be, yeah, it's like a, see, it's a zombie type game where it kind of reminds me of like Doom slash but it's cool because your weapons they get weak and they break, and you can make weapons and stuff. So there's a little bit of sandbox in that, but you can get different elements on your weapon. You can get bio weapon, you can get electric weapon, you get fire weapon, stuff like that. I don't know if you are lurking. Let me know so I can lurk. I am absolutely lurking, Shadow. I'll open it up right now and lurk for you. No worries, man. So it's but I want to show you so you can set traps on cars and they'll blow up. There's a lot of stuff like that you can do. You can
You
you can jump kick them, curb stomp them. You get weapons and stuff.
The Last of Us was like that. You had to improv weapons.
The Last of Us. Yes. You're right.
With the fungus zombies.
Yeah, I want to show a little more like the parkour aspect of this game. Let's see if I can find some. This dude, here we go. He looks like he's running a little bit here. So you pick up weapons, and this is the parkour aspect. You can jump up on cars and stuff, and like, he's not doing much of it. He's just killing most things, just killing them. But there's missions you got to get to. You got to like rescue people that are up high. It's fun to try and climb up high and stuff. This is co-op though. This is fully co-op, so 2 people can be running around doing the exact same thing in this.
Is it MMO or is it just?
No, it's not MMO. It's just it's multiplayer. I wonder what the genre is on this. I can actually tell you real quick. The genre of game is.
I bet you Cal would really like this. She loved Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead. Yes, it's like Left 4 Dead on steroids, except for, yeah, there's like all different types of zombies, just like that. Let me see, it's installed, I believe, too. Don't worry, guys, I don't have enough games. What did I call it? Dying Light. Here you go.
You bought No Man's Sky.
I bought that when it first came out, and they revamped that. Actually, it's multiplayer now, so.
Yeah. Is it? Did they actually make it good though? Because adding more players, I'm not sure if that would.
So this game received very positive results, right? And it is zombies survival, open world, parkour, co-op. That's it. Zombies survival, open world, parkour, co-op. There's a little, it's not really role playing, I guess, but you do unlock more and more skills as you go,
This looks like Left 4 Dead meets Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. No, I got exactly. It's Mirror's Edge. It's Grand Theft Auto. No, Mirror's Edge is a straight up parkour game. So it's basically Left 4 Dead meets Resident Evil meets Mirror's Edge. It's a good game though. I like it. Anyway, what were we doing? What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Like the different types of games that I like or whatever, right? So that was a good game. I really enjoyed that game.
Did you ever play any of the BioShock games?
I did, yeah. I played like 2 or 3 of them.
I never played any of them.
They're good. You play the Dragon Ages?
I played Dragon Age Origins.
Actually, you know what? It's actually most like Doom 3. It's very.
It seems almost Lovecraftian and like thematically.
Yeah, it's
sort of a steampunk.
Yeah, and you like steampunk, don't you?
Sure do.
BioShock. The newest one was crazy.
3, right?
Yeah. So why BioShock's story is great. BioShock Infinite, the newest one. I haven't beaten this one yet. It was really good. BioShock Remastered full gameplay. This guy's got 7 hours. He's playing through the entire game. So the first one, obviously, the graphics aren't phenomenal, as you can see. But, yeah. So you meet these guys, and you're running around, and you get powers, like, you know, you get some kind of power that you get in your hand. You get lightning, fire, some other stuff. You got to run around and pick up food and items, and hypos that you can inject yourself with to give you more of this energy. And there's absolutely bonkers crazy people in this. Like, they've gone off the deep end, and you're basically under.
Game advocates doing drugs.
Does it have advocate doing drugs?
Yeah, it sounds like.
I don't know.
It sounds like you're telling me it does.
Kind of, yeah. I think it does. I think like what you take is the stims are drugs, but see, that's just like a crazy person that attacks you. So this is the first BioShock, which was like, if you're gonna play them, start with the first one and play it through, because you get a real good sense of the storyline.
I don't. You see, and that brings up another really good, interesting topic. I really struggle with that. First example I could think of, like the oldest example of this, is I played Half-Life 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was really good. And I was like, well, this is part 2, and I never played 1. I got to go back and play
one.
1.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take the medieval graphics.
Dude, I love
DOS graphics.
Half-Life. Half-Life 1 was so good though, man. If you like, you got to play through it at least once. But that was cool.
I tried, but I couldn't. You know, it was like I said, it was like DOS graphics.
It brings up another good point as well. You know, all of those are co-op now, right? Like, you can. They actually made a mod and made the entire flippin' Half-Life series co-op. Yeah. Hey, Tim, what's up, dude? Tim Zielinski, up to 222, buddy, getting there. I don't even know what the heck I'm at, man. I'm probably not anywhere close to that. I think I have like 180 or something.
Well, anyway, another, like, probably the
193. Need shares, Tim. Need shares.
I was not able to. I actually own, but I wasn't able to play through the Mass Effect series because I wanted to start with part 1, and like every time I tried to play one, I just wanted to tear my eyeballs out from the. And this coming from a guy who played the original Mario, you know, but it's like so used to the better graphics, and I'm just like, I can't deal with this
game. So this is pretty cool. Like, BioShock 2 is really good, but you gotta check out BioShock Infinite, like the newest one.
Yeah.
BioShock Infinite.
Is this a PC only game, or do they make it for console?
I believe they make some of these for console. So here's BioShock Infinite. It's just so much it's so much better looking than the other ones, and it's not nearly as and this is obviously playing in 4K. It's much more open, if you will. Like, you're all trapped underwater in the first one, but look, you're totally outside on this one. You're not trapped underwater. You're in like a sky city or something in this one, as far as I can remember. So this is a good game series, but it's not multiplayer. See, you're up in the sky, way more open. Dude, it looks good, Tim. Looks really good, bro. That stream setup looks pretty sweet.
Apparently, you can buy the entire BioShock collection for the PS4, $25.
Jeez. I don't know. It might be worth it. I mean,
but they didn't make any of them for Switch.
Oh, that's about right. Yeah, I think the graphics are too good.
There's so many things you can't get for the Switch. Like, you know, Netflix and Amazon Prime are not on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
They only just recently, and I mean like 3 or 4 months ago, they finally released a YouTube app.
Yeah, they did a Netflix one too, right?
No, you can't get Netflix on Switch.
I thought you could. I thought they just put it out. You sure?
Unless they did it in the last like 3 days.
Ah, maybe I'm thinking of YouTube. I don't know. Thanks, man. I got that 24-inch to run portrait. Now I just need the viewers to engage with. Dude, yo, so Tim, I'm going to show you my setup real quick. I don't know if you've already seen it, but let's take a look at this. So I've got the this monitor here, obviously, for the streaming, for the chat, right? And then I've got I got the OBS up there. I got some Twitch over there on that one. Down here is where I have my Facebook stuff. Here's my main monitor, and I have nothing there yet. Just a bunch of snacks in my Switch. So I got a couple of them too. Ugh. All right. Anyway, what were we saying?
You were saying.
I was saying. So yeah, I don't know. I like them. We were talking quite a bit earlier also about where you think the video game industry is headed. Like, where do you think it's at? You know, where do you think it's going to be at?
Well, I think I talked a little bit about the sandbox games, but what I and that element, getting mixed into more and more games. But
Mm-hmm.
this whole open world thing, right? You got all this stuff that people are making with the Unreal, what are we up? Unreal 4,
Mm-hmm.
Unreal Engine 4.
Speaking of Unreal 4, Zelda, hello. You saw that?
Zelda's built on Unreal 4?
Yeah, no, they did a freaking they did Zelda Ocarina of Time.
On Unreal 4.
Yeah, look at this. It's freaking sick, dude. Look at this.
Some kind of fan made.
Yep. Somebody remade the game in Unreal 4.
Some people have a lot of time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Too much time. Crazy, huh? You played Ocarina of Time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Played? Yes. Beat it? No.
Look at this. There's even hair effects and everything. Freaking lighting effects, shadows. Just absolutely amazing.
Dude, these are better graphics than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Where
can I get this?
I wonder if they did the whole game. I don't know. It's a great question. Where can you get this? Because I want to get it.
I want one.
My first 24 minutes gameplay of my fan project without any cuts. You can go into houses, into dungeons, trying to continue the storyline next year. So they haven't finished it yet. Please, Nintendo with a W, hire this guy now. I'd pay $100 for a finished product. Someone said, "This is crazy awesome though. Absolutely crazy."
Well, that's like, with Square Enix, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many years did the fans have to barrage them with requests before they finally broke down and started working on remaking Final Fantasy VII?
Dude, look how much time this guy must have put into it. The grass moves under him, like the plants move and everything. It's crazy. The fairies look pretty good. It's incomplete, yeah. Sad, but true. So, yeah, these types of games were really good too. Not co-op again, but I don't know what kind of co-op games do you like? What are your favorite type of co-op games? Because I get really frustrated the same as you with when we're playing, an MMO and one person's really far behind. Yeah.
Yes. This is the irony of MMOs, is like they all try to make it like a social game, right? But after maybe it takes you a couple days, maybe it takes you a couple weeks, but everybody eventually realizes that, questing with this other person, I could be questing faster if I was by myself. So playing together, group effort, intuitively, you would think that would be advantageous. You're all working towards the same goal and you can get it done faster, but usually it actually takes longer. No, I don't have enough walnuts yet for Farmer Stupid, or I haven't killed enough kobolds, or whatever. You know what I mean? Well, why not? Well, I'm not getting credit for your kills. Well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Run into things like that, and
yeah, it's really frustrating.
Diablo, Cal and I played that for a little while again, and that's a well-crafted co-op multiplayer game. But like all Diablo games, it turns into a grind fest.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a fun grind fest, but it's still a grind fest, and it gets old. It just does.
Yeah, I agree completely.
So you got MOBAs, but that's a PvP game.
Yeah, that's PvP. So that is my least favorite game is PvP because I have the inclination to rage.
Yeah.
Not very okay with that. But
well, this is kind of brings into another conversation that you and I were having the other day. How so as a developer, as a producer,
Mhm.
you have to have like two completely different mindsets going into game development if you're doing PvP or if you're doing PvE. And this, let's just set aside for a second. We'll just table the games that do both, like World of Warcraft or what have you.
Mhm.
So when you're making a PvP game, you're trying to balance the game so that everybody has uh, equal probability of winning against each other. So you're trying to balance all the various skill sets or weapons or what have you. You're trying to make it an equal playing field. You're
Yeah.
balancing the game so that no player has has an advantage over another player. And that's where your work is. But the actual challenge of the game is being provided by other players.
Yeah.
See, you're not writing an AI that, and you're not trying to script something that the player has to overcome. The other players are doing that for you. You're just playing the referee, you know?
Yeah.
Um, Whereas PvE games, that's a lot more challenging. Not only do you have to balance the game, which, granted, the balancing isn't as difficult, uh, there's a tremendous amount of balancing that goes into, um, excuse me, not balancing. There's a tremendous amount of work that goes into scripting the AI,
Yeah.
and you know, you're like every aspect of challenge to the player, making sure it's not too easy, not too difficult, and puzzles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're essentially trying to create a program that's going to outsmart a player, but
Mm.
really you're not. I mean, we really don't have true AI yet, so at the end of the day, what you're crafting is just really complex versions of the same simple patterns that we were trying to overcome playing Gradius or Karnov.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's just much more complex versions of that.
Yeah.
Um, and so I've always said that devs who make PvP games are just being lazy, which I know that's not fair and that's not entirely true, but I say that because it's like you're not really taking the
Yeah.
time to try to create a challenge for a player. You're just balancing a game and you're allowing the other players to provide that challenge.
The League of Legends types games, like, think about it. All they really have to do is make two or three maps, right? Two or three maps, and then a bunch of characters with different abilities, and hit boxes and everything. Not hit boxes, like hit points and skill points, and you know what I mean. Like, there's not. It doesn't seem like that type of game would be that hard to make a MOBA.
Yeah. Well, no. Think about it. The original MOBA, which was Defense of the Ancients, was made on
Dude.
the Warcraft 3. Yeah, it was made on the Warcraft 3
Yeah,
map
dude.
editor,
Yeah, you're
right?
right. Yeah,
It wasn't
absolutely.
made by some development company. That was made by what was his name, Ice Frog, and that other guy.
I don't know, man.
Just a
But I can tell you that was like, dude, freaking Warcraft 3 mods, Frozen Throne mods or whatever, and freaking StarCraft custom maps, those types of things.
dude.
Some of my favorite.
StarCraft maps, which were the Matrix. They called them Matrix. This has
Yeah,
nothing to do with the movie, but
yeah,
StarCraft 1 Matrix maps back in the late 90s, those were the original tower defense games.
yeah.
Yeah, that's like, at least it was the first time I ever saw it, and I'm sure somebody will, call me out and say, well, actually, in 1982, there was a Trash 80 game that, okay, yeah, whatever, dude. You know, StarCraft Matrix maps are what made the genre big. It all started there.
you know, you know what I just realized? There's there's a pretty cool. You and I played like Orcs Must Die, right? Like you played that with me for a while when it first came out,
I didn't play that much, but yeah, okay.
and what about Dungeon Defenders?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we played that for a little bit, and there's another one that I've played that I don't think you've played at all yet, and I have it. It's
Uh,
I was, it's right here. Hold on, I got it right here. Let me see. It's installed games, installed. What the heck? No, installed.
while you're looking for that, I played a new game like that recently that actually wasn't bad. It's called Deep
Here.
Rock or something like that with a bunch of
Oh
dwarves in
yeah,
space.
that's right. You were telling me about that. This one, Sanctum. This is freaking tower defense.
Really? Is it
Yeah,
tower defense or is it
it's tower
management?
defense. It's freaking tower defense. Like, look, you set up all these towers, you upgrade them and stuff, and you build a maze. So you create a maze with your blocks, and then all the
What's
stuff
it
comes
called?
through. It's co-op. It's called Sanctum.
Sanctum.
Sanctum. Different monsters, obviously, you know, die to different things. It's literally just a crazy tower defense game, and
So,
it's totally co-op.
hmm,
It's, you know, kind of futuristic, and the monsters aren't very special, you know, but it's I don't know, you get some good fun out of it. Some good fun tower defense.
hmm.
I was playing that earlier. It's got very positive reviews. How much is it now on the store page? It is currently, oh, there you go. It's $10. Buy Sanctum Complete Pack Bundle. It's on sale. What? Your price for? Oh, because I already have most of it, so I could just pay an extra $5 and get the rest of it. There's a map pack apparently. Cool. Very cool. So yeah, I like tower defense type games. How come it doesn't? Where's the genre? Strategy, action, indie, casual. What is there? No tower defense, freaking genre for Steam? Tower defense. Here we go. So what other types of tower defense games are there? Look at all these. I haven't even thought about that. Top selling tower defense games. There are billions. That does look kind of fun. Have you seen
I'll
this?
tell you.
There are billions. Have you seen this?
No.
Think that's enough monsters?
Ugh.
They are billions. That's crazy. You tell me what? What were you gonna say?
Cal and I, a game that we've kind of been keeping an eye on,
Mm-hmm.
waiting for it to come out, is Satisfactory.
Ow, loud. Satisfactory, huh? What is that all about? Gemcraft.
It's basically 3D Factorio.
Oh yeah. Okay. Monster, Pixel Monsters, Dungeon Defenders, always a good game. Rise to Ruins. What is that?
Factorio is a horribly evil, addictive game.
Factorio.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent. Kingdom Rush. Ugh, I hated that game. That was a terrible tower defense game, in my opinion. Top selling, new and trending. Anything new and
Well,
trending?
Bloons TD is like pretty much dominating that market right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Unless it's on the downhill.
yeah. I've seen a lot of Bloons TD. These are good though. These games are, and they can be good. Oh wow, there's a free one. What the heck is this? It's probably garbage. Yeah, look how bad this looks. Nope.
Yeah, that better be free.
I kind of feel bad because like someone made it, but it's so bad that yeah, this looks like the only other than Sekiro, the one that I was talking about, looks like the only good one. What's popular? Dota 2. That's not tower defense. Are you stupid? Dungeon Defenders, Bloons, Two Worlds, Castle Defense, Legion TD. It's a game type, isn't it?
What was that game you were talking about a second ago? The one that was like, what was like Left 4 Dead with hopping over cars.
Dying Light.
Dying Light. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's parkour. Dying Light. I wonder how many hours. Look, I have 21 hours in the game, and I haven't beaten it yet. I'd love to beat this, but this is a really good game, man. And I got the whole pack. I got like everything. Be the Zombie pack, the Buzz Killer weapon pack. I got everything. And it wasn't very much. Let's see how much it is right now. I got it on sale. Now it's 39. It's $40. Two friends want this game, but looks like there's more you can do now too. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. Oh, I'm back. So advice needed. How important are clips showing my good stuff? With working 40 to 50 hours a week, I only have time to stream, or should I make time? It depends, Tim, what your end game is. Like, if you want to eventually retire as a streamer, you pretty much have to do it full time. If you want to keep streaming as a hobby like I do, like something that is fun, and then I would probably say it's not that important. But if you eventually want to get out of whatever you're doing for a living and become a full-time streamer, clips are probably pretty important. And you should be submitting your clips to a lot of the YouTube channels. So like, just for instance, I'll show you real quick. You go to PUBG Funny. Right? PUBG funny moments here. Best of April 2019. You can click on these PUBG WTF moments or whatever, and then here they have, in the link of this, they have send us your clip right here. So send your clips to like these guys and get them up on YouTube and get your name out there and stuff. This is like what Llama should be doing, that he just doesn't do. But there's actually a couple of them of like me out there. So if I type in my name Finaladar, I can see obviously my channel and a bunch of streams that I've been in. But see, there's here I'm in a Shroud video. See, this is Shroud, right? Fastest snipe you'll ever see from Shroud. It's a video with him, and I am tagged in this video. Somebody used my account. Somebody used my clip and gave me credit for it. Let's see. Dr. Disrespect is in this. Choco Taco Halifax, Ponyhoff, Team Vis. Where am I in there? There you go. Finaldar right here. Twitch.tv/Finaldar. So I'm somewhere in this video. Here I am. Right here. Oh, I killed Learn. Right? So here, this is me, and I'm going, and this is a while ago. But apparently someone clipped me killing this chick Learn. It was really good. But you submit your clips, and you get on, you know, you get in a video with Shroud. So people watch, like, these whole videos. They just sit there and watch these YouTube clips. So you want to go full-time within 2 years. So, yeah, I mean, exactly. So here, I'm going to play this because it's funny. Here, I killed Lumi right here.
You got Lumi! You fucking dick, Lumi! You hear that? Fucking dick!
So my teammate told Lumi to, you know, but I thought it would be kind of funny. So you just find it, and you'll see if you've ever been clipped, just search your name on YouTube, and you'll see, you know, you're in some of these videos. I'm probably in this one somewhere too. Twitch Choco Finaldar. There you go. I'm in this one as well. And you can go find wherever your clip is of what you did, and you know, that's how you kind of get yourself out there. What the heck? Oh, there's Llama in this one. What was he doing? This is Llama, actually. He's probably playing on my account. Yeah, he's playing on my account. So there's Llama getting some. Won the game.
Boom, baby! Let's go! So,
There you go. So submit your clips to the videos like this. So find this guy's thing and subscribe, or you know, submit your clips to him, and then get your name out there. Get people to watch you, man. That's how you. It's a good way to grow. So you're gonna have to be doing stuff like that if you want to, even though it takes a lot of time. I digress. Sorry about that, Ozzy.
That's okay. I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
what happened with your brother, anyway?
He's in Kazakhstan right now. He's coming back. What do you mean? What happened?
Well, what's with the Beatles haircut?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh my god, that was funny. I think I'm gonna pick one day a week and make clips. Any good software you suggest for editing? Yeah, the Adobe software. However you can get it. Pay for it. But the Adobe software, so like Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects. There's a couple of like easier ones, but those are the good ones. You really get good quality videos out of them. Or you could be like Ozzy. Ozzy, when you were in high school, what were you a master of? Corel?
Yeah.
Ozzy had like the entire Corel handbook memorized. He could do anything in Corel. He was like a professional Corel artist.
And Carell died to Adobe. And I
Yep.
was like, but all my balls were wrong.
You got wrecked. You got wrecked, kid.
I don't remember any of it now. No.
Yeah, well, me neither. So yeah, all right. I don't know. It's 9 o'clock, and I don't really have much else to discuss tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta go back to Marvel Strike Force.
Marvel Strike Force. All right, let's.
That's my mobile game, man.
I know it is, dude. I know it freaking is. Who should we host, man? Who's online that we should host? Channel. Let's just go to channel real quick. See who's online. Shroud's online. Should we host him? He could totally use it.
Does Dr. Peeper do anything right now?
Dr. Peeper? Who's that?
Buddy of mine, Mark.
Is he online?
He does a little bit of PUBG. He does. I think he's been doing a lot of
Dr. Pepper or Dr. Peeper?
Peeper.
Live? No. He doesn't look like. I don't know. How you spell Dr. Peeper?
Peeper.
Peeper's Adventure Time, Peeper Anime, I Am Peppers, Peeper Leader.
I don't know. No, never mind.
What's his name?
His name
Like
is
DOCTOR or?
No, DR period space Peeper. Doc Peeper's Neighborhood is, I think, something he does.
I don't see it on here anywhere. See Dr. Peeper 10.
I'm trying to remember the name of the game that he's playing. What the heck is the name of the drive cars and play soccer?
Freaking
Yeah, right.
Rocket League.
Thank you, Rocket League. He plays a lot of Rocket League these days.
Barry Vibes is online. It's pretty fun to watch.
All right. Well, I gotta go.
All right, man. Have a good night. Throw a host out there to somebody, and see who's on. Thanks for joining tonight, Ozzy. We'll hit it up again next week sometime.
Yeah. Next time we'll cover the Leisure Suit Larry series.
Leisure Suit Larry. How about no? Let's not cover that
Okay.
ever.
Take it easy, fam.
All right, man. I'll see you. Oh, that's funny. All right, so we got Barry. Dude, I can't figure out somebody to host. I might have to go random here. Oh, we could just do llama, I guess, if I can't find somebody. Fat guy. It's my purpose. Let's host this my purpose, man. Freaking why not? Freaking why not? Nobody else is online. When I was in high school, I sent out copies of the Anarchist Cookbook. Oh no, Tim. Oh no. You didn't. You didn't. That's funny. All right, I gotta get off, man. I'll see you guys later. Freaking Tim.
I have 60.
Let me send people to somebody to Llama Stream real quick too. Alright, let's see. Send viewers to Llama Stream
Very good.
and Llama. Alright, good night, Facebook. Good night, everybody.
Excellent.
Good night, Twitch. Have a good one. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Just take that half group.
I don't know. Yeah, you need it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Oh snap! Finn host.